Kenyatta in for another Facebook Live, and I hope that everyone is doing well. Today, I want to talk about trust and lack of trust, losing trust in relationships. For me, I see a lot of couples, they come to counseling as a result of trust being broken. And when you think about trust being broken, I want you to know that it can be for a multitude of things. Most times people may think, oh, okay, well, you lose trust because of infidelity or something close to it or someone overstepping boundaries. But losing trust can happen through many things. It can happen as a result of financial issues. It can happen as a result of poor decision making. You can lose trust in your partner after you feel like you don't have a safe space to talk to them. And so I wanted to provide you guys with a little bit of things to keep in mind if you and your mate have gotten to a place where there is a lack of trust. And if it is at a place where it's harming your relationship, I want to give you 3 tips to help rebuild the trust in your relationship. So if you can relate to this video or you feel like that is something that you've been struggling with, I want to provide you with something that you can do. Start on today. That way you and your mate can rebuild the trust that you had in the beginning. Lack of trust can be such a game changer for a relationship and get to a place where the couple doesn't even feel safe in the relationship. They're considering ending the relationship as a result of feeling like, I can't trust you. I can't put my trust in you. I don't have faith in you. I don't have faith in this. And ultimately it leads couples down a rabbit hole where they feel like they've lost faith in their union. So I'm going to provide you guys with 3 tips. The very first one is to be honest. This can be very hard for some people. Some people like to bend the truth, or they have a hard time being completely honest with their mate on certain things. For many reasons. It could be because you don't want to hurt your mate's feelings. You're afraid that if you are honest with them, it's going to lead you to losing something. But I want it to be clear that being honest and having an honesty policy and being open is one of the best things that you can do in your relationship. Some areas that people don't want to be honest about or have a hard time being honest about can be related to intimacy. It could be related to finances, their personal finances, the way that they feel about their partner, things that have been happening that led them to feel tempted in the relationship. And people find that they don't want to talk about these things. But when you come to counseling, that's a great opportunity for you to have a safe space where you have a mediator, someone to really help you navigate that conversation. But if you're finding that that's hard, I want to encourage you to make sure that you speak to your partner, understand that your words have weight, right? So that means that if you say something to your partner or you explain to them the way that you feel about something, it can really change the trajectory of the relationship. So take some time to be self-reflective and recognize if you have been dishonest with your partner or lying to yourself, lying to your mate, or not necessarily telling all of the truth. And ask yourself why. What is the reason that is leading you to not be honest? And then work to be that way. Work to get to a place where, all right, no matter what, I want to have a safe space where I can be honest with you and tell you what's going on. When couples get to that place, I find that their relationship changes completely. And they're at a place where they feel more safe and ultimately can build more trust. So number 1 is be honest. Number 2 is avoid hitting below the belt. So this often comes up when someone is being vulnerable or they said something to their mate that is very personal or embarrassing, and it comes back up in arguments. I think we've all been there before where your mate may say something to you that's hurtful to them or something that they experienced, and later on you're saying it to them or throwing it back in their face in a way that is petty, manipulative, resentful, all of the things. So another way that people hit below the belt is by deflecting the conversation. So if your mate comes to you and they're expressing to you what's going on, you may deflect because it makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel defensive. So I want to encourage you to avoid doing that and get to a place of being able to take responsibility for your role in the conflict. Ultimately, hitting below the belt, getting to a place of being petty or nasty or rude to your mate will lead to a break in communication and lead your mate to feel like they don't have a safe space to talk to you. This can end up making your partner resistant or reserved in the future as it relates to communication and arguments. And that will eventually just continue to build up and get to a place where you guys aren't even talking anymore about the main things in the relationship that are a problem. So many times I'm in couples counseling with couples and I'm noticing that they're talking about the little things that are bothering them because they've gotten to a place where they can't talk about the big things because it either ends in an argument, it ends in someone getting hurt, someone walking away. Just it doesn't end well for them. And so we get to a place where we have to talk about those things in a place where it's protected, it's safe, and they can get what it is that they been wanting to say off their chest. And their mate is forced to listen, right? They're forced to kind of take it in, understand, facing their mate, and getting to a place of trying to understand. So number 2 is avoid hitting below the belt. The last one is for my married people out there, or even people that are in relationship. Divorce should not be a threat. So if you find that you are using breaking up or ending the relationship or walking away or calling a divorce lawyer as a way to get your mate to do something, I want you to understand that that is called exit language and it is not effective at all. Ultimatums, it should not be a tool to manipulate your mate into doing what you want them to do. Oftentimes we get to this place where we feel like we tried everything, we've expressed what we want. And so the only way that we're going to get this person to understand how serious we are is by telling them that we're going to leave the relationship. But it's hurtful when it's not truly an intention that you have, but it's more so a way of calling your mate, getting them to really see and wake up what it is that you're wanting them to do. So avoid manipulating a person to doing what you want them to do. Using divorce as a weapon can be so hurtful and damaging to a relationship. So if you find that you are getting to a place where you're threatening to your mate that you're going to leave them, or that you're going to get a divorce from them, it's time to really sit back and think, is this something that you truly want and consider? Or is this your way of getting your mate to change their act? And if that's the case, it's time for you to get some support, because you and your mate may have a situation where y'all can't see eye to eye on this, or you're having a very hard time getting to a place where you understand the communication, that there are change being happening, that both of y'all have faith that this can work. And when you get to a place of feeling hopeless, this is the best time to reach out to get some support. So if you find that you've been dishonest with your mate, you're hitting below the belt, or you're using divorce as a threat, I want to tell you, this is your call to action to stop that behavior and get you guys some support so that someone could really help you to move forward in the relationship and move things to a place where they feel more comfortable, they feel more safe, and you have more trust overall in the relationship, which is what this video is about. Rebuilding trust in a relationship, especially if you find that lack of trust is being harmful to the relationship. So guys, if you've been thinking about coming to counseling, I want you to know that we are filling up here at Atlanta Couple Therapy. We do have a couple of spaces left for counseling. And so I'm going to put some details in the comments so that you guys can go ahead and book your appointment online and get into services before it is too late for your relationship. Many couples will say, oh, well, we should have went to counseling a long time ago. Now we feel like it's too late. But if you are continuing in a relationship, there's always room for growth. There's always an opportunity for you guys to have a new perspective and create a new reality in your relationship just by sitting with a counselor and getting some support. So if you've been thinking about it, you've been considering it, this is your sign that it's time for you to go ahead and sign up for counseling. So like I said, we are filling up quickly because, you know, at this point, people are preparing for summer vacations. They're getting to a place where they want their relationship to look different. They're feeling like, oh, we're getting close to the middle of the year and I don't want to continue 2020 in this way. So we begin an influx of a lot of couples. And so I don't want you guys to miss the opportunity to really get in and get support from some experts that can help you, experts that look like you, and experts that ultimately have gone through some of the things that you have. So check out the link, sign up for your appointment, and I hope that you guys make that step to move forward before you find that you and your mate are at a point of no return. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be back next week with some more tips.